Got another workout video. It's myself, it's Alexis. It is Wednesday morning. This is actually the first workout that I'm getting in after Crash Crucible. It's the perfect one to do because it's kind of low effort, and we're going to talk about, and I shouldn't say low effort, I should say low heart rate. It's challenging. It's very challenging in its own way. Every 2.5 minutes for 3 sets. You start off doing a set of toes to bar. Alexis is doing 10. I'm doing 20. So if you're wondering why she ain't doing anything, it's because she's doing the RX version. I'm doing the RX Plus version, which is written down to the bottom. On the same interval, I've got 20 toes to bar. You have to go directly into a dead hang. This is why it's crazy. I don't think many people really think about the fact that if you want to do larger sets of toes to bar, you essentially have to be able to hang on to the bar, right? I mean, duh. But how many people even really consider that idea? So I think that for every toes to bar contraction you're doing, you're kind of squeezing and releasing your grip. Squeeze, release. And it makes the hang after kind of incredibly challenging. And I'd task any of you to go ahead and do this workout. Have a great freaking time. See how bad your forearms are. Look at that face I just made. It's freaking amazing. So Alexis, again, she's got her 10 toes to bar, and then she's a 45-second dead hang. Alexis can't compute math. She'll be the first to admit that she can't compute a single thing in the middle of the interval while I'm trying to remember and I'm trying to bat off the idea that my forearms are already screaming at me in round one because, again, first workout, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? This shouldn't be that hard. And I got 2 more freaking rounds. Alexis is like, hey, what's 37 seconds on top of 45 or 17 on top of 45? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to freaking survive over here. And then we have a battle for the chalk bucket, and I'm just worried about my stupid forearms, and I want everyone to do the same thing as well. All of this being said, the major topic, and we've already touched on it a little bit, is that if you want to do 40 unbroken toes to the bar, you have to be able to hang from the bar for a minute, right? Same thing goes for pull-ups. Your grip strength basically has everything to do with anything that you're doing that isn't supported by your torso. Think back squat, think sandbag lunges, dumbbell lunges, but like when you're doing the deadlifts, the cleans, the snatches, the dumbbell snatches, anything where you're using your arms and you're doing the entire core to extremity bit, if you've got a weak grip and weak forearms, you're boned. It's one of the biggest reasons I have, and actually, look at that, using grips, right? I actually, at one point, considered telling everybody that they could not use their grips on this workout. I'm using them. I didn't tell anybody to use them, and I'm damn well happy that I'm using them at the moment. I had a coach at the affiliate, his name is Brian Diffley, and he was the no grips, no chalk, and he'd always do this, no chalk, no grips. Big freaking forearms, crazy good grip strength, never heard him ever kind of complain about anything ever blowing up, and also I don't think he ever really tore. And I think people in the world of tearing kind of lose the ability to callus up their hands, and they lose the positive benefits of never using grips. I highly recommend that on top of maybe even trying out this workout, you do like a 1-month block where you don't use grips. But Andrew, I'm not going to be able to, and I go, well, have you ever thought that maybe you shouldn't be doing the things that you constantly need assistance? It would be like you need to put on a belt to do squats every single time you do squats. You're not using it as sheerly a performance enhancing metric. You're using it as something to constantly be able to complete a squat because your back hurts or you can't hang on to a squat. And in this instance, if you can't hang on to the pull-up bar, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't be hanging on to the pull-up bar. There's a trickle-down system where you might get a slap tear because your forearms aren't working. It's the same thing I talk about when people don't wrap their thumbs over the bar. When they are always wrapping their thumbs over the bar, they don't wrap their thumbs around the bar. It's like, oh, I wonder why CrossFitters have so many shoulder injuries. Like, well, you're not training that one specific forearm muscle that you will engage when you squeeze with your thumb, right? And then up top, it's just like a chain of events that happens, and all of a sudden everything explodes. I haven't talked about a single one of these. I kind of got in a little bit of a tirade there. I was into it. Anyway, Alexis's toes to bar always take her about 15 to 18 seconds. I actually started cranking on my final set. I think that my first set was 31. My second set was 31 or 32 seconds. And my third and final set that you're going to see here ends up being 29 seconds. So at which you look at the clock the second your toes hit after that final toes to bar, which again for me is a 20th rep. And then I go for a minute. Alexis's hangs are 45, mine are a minute. I told her she could have done a minute, but then on this final round, I don't believe that she makes it. And this is the entire point. A perfect score on this is you may have read, if you may have read in the Wodify thing that I just threw on the screen, would have been 3 rounds. Just click 3 rounds. I did it. Alexis, in this case, would have gotten 2 rounds. And I don't know if you can notice, but I have a noticeably quicker kip. I'm trying to do everything I can to hang on as little as possible. And we're being entirely honest, I don't know if the ballistic nature of trying to speed up the contractions here actually makes it easier as a whole. It may have made it harder. But I would say that the pain in my forearms as I was hanging here was probably a constant minimum 5.5, and it kind of got up to about an 8.75. Final note on all of this stuff. Alexis quit out, and she's talking. She's like, I didn't make it. I'm just going with the rule it hurt. Final note. People do strength and Metcon, or just Metcon, and they don't do any gymnastics skill, gymnastics strength training, and I really never see anything quite like this in relation to specific grip training. Like, this is grip training. Sure, you're doing some core contractions, you're doing the toes to bar, maybe some people can work on the skill there, but this is grip training for the gymnastics pieces, which will carry on to all of your other pieces. And I don't really, I've never been to a gym that's done this. I've never seen a program that does this, and I definitely don't see, I program for affiliates, I program for everybody online. If you're interested in all of that, you can go to the description below, click on the link, try it out for yourself, and you'll do pieces like this. But tell me if I'm wrong. Have you done stuff like this? Because I try to program them every week, whether it be on a bar, in your hands, and it keeps it fun, it keeps it interesting, and look at that. I thought it was a big old obscenity right there. That's about it. See ya.